Good morning. My name is Alexey, and first of all, let me thank Telecommunication Regulation Authority for opportunity to be here today and for preparing and coordinating this course. I'm the Chief Technical Expert from NCC Middle East Company, and today I will guide you how to make benefits from city cameras and sensors in order to increase control for the municipal services and decrease different kind of violation within this area. There are many municipal tasks in the city, and in effect, there are a lot of contractors for each of them. Behind each contractor, there is a contractor, and it is necessary to implement control and verification that the job was done and was done properly. If you just imagine for a second that for each municipal task it is required one controller, we will agree that it means a lot of people, and I mean it, a lot of. The monitoring and inspection system is become very complicated and very difficult task itself, not to mention that such a system required big investment, including administrative resources. To add to it, it's quite common situation when in the same place at the same time performed various type of work, for example, planting trees and installing a new asphalt surface. We have to check both tasks, but it would be much easier to send just one controller, but as these tasks are related to two different departments, each department has to send dedicated controller to the place to check their individual task. In the big cities, there are many municipal tasks have to be done each day, and it's become very complicated task just to understand what was done and what was not. Not to mention that it's a huge amount of routine work. Our corporation has extensive experience of interaction with municipalities and supporting them with solving their task. And we have been done this job for many years. We tried different solutions, and one of the approaches to increase effectiveness of control is to use a city-wide video surveillance system. Which inevitably grows to the level of the smart city monitoring system. We will touch the difference between on-premises video surveillance system and city-wide video surveillance system later during our webinar, but at the moment I would say that a city-wide video surveillance system is fundamentally different from on-premises video surveillance system, both technologically and organizationally. Today we will share our experience with you, and hopefully you will meet some new ideas and start to that would make your life much easier. Conditionally, all control functions can be divided into two categories. The work are done just in time and work is in progress, dynamic of work. In our practice, we have come across such things. The declared performed work do not correspond to the actually performed work. Several examples of tricks which come from both suppliers and their employees. Both of them want to save their time and money on behalf of city budget. Waste management, waste collection. Was it collected at the first place? At what time? Where the site have been properly cleaned up after the garbage collection? Or the garbage is now lying around? Garbage truck. Did the garbage truck come at the waste collection point in the first place? Was it the garbage truck and not something else just pretended to be such a car? When all contractors were obliged to implement sensors on each track, they did it, but some of them thought that it was okay to visit the waste collection point just on the ordinary passenger vehicle. They put sensors on passenger car and drove to the place. The system marked the car and marked the garbage collection in time, although there were no garbage truck in reality and no collection at all. It was possible because there were no video verification system at the moment and any other kind of control at the point, and sensor could provide only geodata. Another example, green grass care and watering. Where the grass have been trimmed or grows without any attention and care. Was the dead tree unrooted properly or simply cut to health and now spoils the view and possess a potential threat for the health of the citizen? Where the green planting were watered at the right time, not under scorching sun, and now all the plants are just burn out and need to be replaced. First of all, I mean manually, as believe me, there are a lot of places still without automatic irrigation. Where the planting greenery was at the right time or in the last 5 minutes with the expected poor quality? Was the job done at all? Where the required quantity of workers for such task? Was all done according to regulation and rules? Again, that's complicated. One more example. Construction site dynamic control. Did worker arrive at the site or all site covered by snow and disturbed by even single step? How much workers? Did they do the right job which they are supposed to do? What is the construction progress? It's quite common situation when contractor was meet one of the following condition: time frame overrun, meaning construction delay, or budget overrun, or both. Anyway, it's not kind of news you will meet with joy and happiness. Here is one example. There were two identical facilities in different locations in different cities. Specification metrics all the same. The difference seems to be just in different cities, different locations. But in fact, in reality, it was not all. One of the facilities was cost 4 times more than another one. The reason? Lack of control. Workers go to the construction site every day at the one location and just before the commission arrival at the another one. Unfortunately, not all of the people do their job properly. Transport for municipal tasks. Was the route according to requirement? Was the quality of the work good enough? Did the car just drive by or really clean the streets? The cleaning brushes can be omitted to such extent that the sensors indicate that everything is in place and system believes that they are actually omitted, while real contact with the pavement is not achieved. The brushes are slightly raised. For what purpose? It's very general. If everything is done properly, the brushes are quickly washed out and need to be replaced. In other words, it's required additional cost. What was the vehicle speed during the task performance? For example, according to regulation in Russian Federation, the speed limit for road sweepers during the working task have to be up to 16 km per hour, depending on the type and model of the vehicle. And if the speed is higher, in that case, you will save time, of course, but the quality of the job would leave much to be desired. Please note that initiative to do job not in the right way may come from both the contractor management side and from the contractor employee, actual executor of the work. I suppose that we have enough examples, so let's talk a little bit about control function and how to identify all the tricks and to ensure that requested task would be performed properly. Here's the most common approaches. The first approach is manual check. In this case, you have to send controller physically to check if everything is okay and according to requirement. That's require quite a lot of people to send, especially in the big city. The second is paper sign, believing everything writing on the paper. In other words, not control talk or lack of control. Just believing that everything is great. Possible option, but I believe that it's not the best one. We also could wait till citizen will report such violation and then make our movement. But I hope most of us agree that the better not to wait till such a situation appear. I vote for proactive approach. Okay, Let's add some technologies here and try to make them work for our good and control function improvement. There are a lot of sensors and detectors which could be installed on different components and will provide us with a lot of actual and useful information. Generally, this approach is good and provide quite accurate information. For garbage can, we could install the detectors and it will send us information what the garbage can turned upside down, what time exactly. We could also add detector which provide information about garbage can filling level. That's really great, but there is a limit for them also. Downside, it will cost, even with recent improvement at the market, the price decreasing, they're still not cheap. If it's cheap, we would better check the performance quality in reality and not just believe in all information in data sheets. To add to it, not every task could be checked with such approach. None of these detectors will give you information if there is a garbage around area. Awareness inside, but not outside. In that case, we could use common approaches, which I mentioned before. We could send people and check it manually, or wait till citizen reports for violation or something else. We could also install a camera and check adjustment area remotely, or even add to the camera some analytics and make it compare clear area with live video stream with alarm signal in case of violation detection. Or even better, use both detectors and cameras, detectors for inside awareness and cameras for outside surrounding. Such system with city-wide video surveillance system usage was implemented in Moscow, Russian Federation. As a fact, in Moscow was organized a dedicated department who monitoring and detecting violation of the rules for all municipal city services. The advanced analytics are comparing the reference images with live streams from cameras and identify different kind of deviation, for example, a garbage bag left in front of garbage can. In case of violation detection, and only in that case, the system creates alarm card and sends the details, including screenshot from the camera, to operator for the verification. The system could provide this information not only to inspection control bodies, but also for contractors themselves. So they could take measures to eliminate shortcomings and so to avoid fines and difficulties. The accuracy of analytics work is a matter of system configuration and percentage accuracy filtering for decreasing false alarm issue. The garbage has to be taken out as scheduled and regular, and also, as I mentioned previously, garbage truck has to be with required capacity. If a small truck arrives, it would be able to fit only so much in it, leaving the rest of the waste behind. Before video verification function usage, a lot of things could be done undetected, but no more. The usefulness of the next case could be not such evident for some listeners at the first glance, but we will see that it's only on the first glance. Street snow clearing was chosen just for deeper understanding, as it's very clear from the photo when the snow was removed and where was not. Just in case it could be everything, dust clearing, street watering, etc. So, snow is a big headache for everyone who knows about it on the constant basis. During season, it has to be removed twice a day. First of all, in the morning till 9 a.m. and secondly, till 4 p.m. in the evening. The previous method of control was very traditional, manually. Twice a day, a lot of people had to go out and spend a lot of time outside, even when it was minus 20 degrees and below, and check if the snow was removed or not. Not very convenient. They managed to check up to 15 multi-apartment building yards when the rest was living in peace, unchecked. Once the new method was implemented, the efficiency of each operator increased 50 times, and they provide the service remotely from home offices. That's not all. Later, there were advanced analytic implementation updates of the system, which allowed to detect violations automatically and made the control much easier and effective. Remember I spoke about the clean brushes tricks? With a video verification solution, it's very easy to detect when the truck goes by, but the dust still remaining at the same place after that. Different departments and agencies are dedicated to solve different tasks, which could be in the same place, but still they are different. Some departments need to monitor plants, some garbage collection points. Traditionally, what we could expect in this situation. Each department installs their own cameras within the area of the interest. For example, Waste Management Control Department and Green Plant Control Department. Even that it's not reasonable for Waste Management Control Department, they ordinarily need information from particular cameras just 15 minutes a day, maximum. The rest of the time, the camera for that department is useless. So, when the area is the same for each department, we will see bulk of cameras directed at the same place. Each of that cameras dedicated to solve their individual task, and as in traditional system, you have no access to other system. Even it's nearby, you have to implement your own cameras. In case of city-wide video surveillance system, it's just a matter of access level. If you have required rights, you have access to all cameras you need. For example, the department that needs control waste collection point will be granted with access to the PTZ camera at particular point and particular time, ordinarily twice a day. Camera automatically come to required position and make screenshot for the controller. The rest time that camera will provide information for other department and will monitoring different areas. Even more, municipalities do not require infrastructure and camera, etc. What do they really require is just data from that camera, nothing more. And here we meet the term data as a service. We will speak about it a little bit later. What do we have common in all that cases? For all that cases, we use the same smart city monitoring system, which allow us to collect data from different sources of information. Could be camera, detector, sensors, even other systems. To analyze received data in order to identify if there is rule violation or another anomalous detection. And finally, to provide right information to the right person at the right time. All that are combination of technology, camera infrastructure, integrated IoT platform, data center, etc., and organizational level, access level, regulation for connection, access to the archive, and others. Let's take a look at each of that aspects. First of all, several words about technologies and current trends which make it possible to implement such solution. In general, cameras become better and cheaper. There are a lot of cameras at the market from different vendors at the moment. The same true almost about each system components, infrastructure, cables, switches, routers, storages, etc. It is worth to mention about IoT platform solution individually, as such solution will lead to possibility to integrate different components from different vendors and will have all the best features from each vendor. As we could see at the slide, the analytics from Gartner include different technologies, which is current trend within smart cities. Please note that IoT platform is near the slope of enlightenment and the follow plateau of productivity, which means that in several years, this technology will unleash full potential and would be implemented on mass scale. The smart city become lead model and more often used as a model for future city development, even that no acceptance with the term of what exactly a smart city is at the moment. The municipality of the big city is satisfied with safe city programs and goes forward to the other tasks, including municipal management improvement. from technology solution to solution architecture. It is important to understand the major difference between traditional on-premises video surveillance system and city-wide video surveillance systems. Now is the right time for that. Operators from different on-premises system on different premises system ordinarily have no access to neighbor cameras. These operators have no access for neighbors' cameras, as ordinary such systems implement independently and have no connection between each other. Classical video surveillance system mean a lot of cameras for very few operators. Common issue several hundred cameras for each operator who has to watch all that huge video stream live and constantly. A lot of science article cover tons of papers describing how ineffective become operator just after 10 minutes from the shift began. But we rather don't dwell on it now. With city-wide video surveillance system, everything is different as it's usually a unified system. City-wide video surveillance system has another structure. There are a lot of cameras still, even more than in traditional system, but the quantity of users much more. But they work in general with archive and with events video, short video with violation detection, or with video on-demand service model. It does not matter which department is the owner for the particular camera. What really matters is how to use the data from that camera. No matter how it sounds unreasonable, if there is no unified platform, each department has to install their own cameras in order to achieve their goals and get required information. In case unified system, the video data will get to the data center, and from that point will be distributed to the users with different time, different access level according to their requirement. The same camera in the city-wide architecture will provide different tasks for different agencies. Such approach would allow us to optimize the budget for system infrastructure, as it's not necessary for duplication. To add to it, different type of IoT sensors, detectors, and in other systems. And we will increase the functionality of our system, and we will have possibility to release the full potential of received data. The advanced analytic will allow it to automate response and to provide only important information for users, saving their time. It could be live stream, screenshots, short fragment of the video data, or temporary access to the archive data, depending on requirement and the situation. Instead of constant monitoring all data manually, we will work only with events. In other words, the system becomes an event-driven dispatching system. So, to summarize all that, let's see how it could work in ordinary scenarios. Turn camera to the garbage bin when truck is expected to be at the first place. On schedule, just when we expect to see waste collection. All other times there is nothing interesting, except garbage, of course. Record screenshots. We don't need video for our control purpose. There is no reason to save all that video for control management department. Let's camera turn to the other areas to do another job. Let's make use of that camera for all others who could use it for good. We require that camera in particular place maximum 15 minutes per day. Compare data from car sensors with video data from camera. Get information from geosensors on the vehicle board and get all details about vehicle related to that tag ID. Owner, type of the vehicle, capacity, license plate number, and others. We have the screenshot. Time for video analytics. We determine the type of the vehicle. Now we could compare the result from the camera and sensor. Does they match? Everything seems all right, so let's proceed. Check the plate number and verify driver's license. From tag ID, we already have all details about the car. That's good. let's go get something more from video analytics. We recognize vehicle's license plate number. Again, we could compare the result from the camera and sensors. Does they match? Great. We have the right car at the right time, at the right place. Let's check if the job will be done correctly. So, verify from garbage bin 10 sensors if it could be picked up and compare with the video. Actually, to my mind, we do not need to verify that with video, but just in case, let's confirm that fact. Verify field level sensors or garbage bin, check that the point was cleared. Just to be sure, we get information from the sensors if the garbage bin is empty at the moment after the collection. And make another screenshot from the camera to check if the point is clear properly after the process. Congratulations, our system just finished control check for the whole task and everything is in proper order. So our operators did not waste time just watching boring process of waste collection. Otherwise, if something goes wrong, the system creates alarm and provides operator with all relevant data to the case for the case verification. As we have just seen, we do not need monitoring everything 24. We don't need to monitor everything 24/7. Operators work only with suspicion violation. The system is working for us and saving our time. For event only and even prepare all information. For us, whereas the classical system would require monitoring on the constant basis. But let's not have an illusion that it's all that easy. We have discussed technological aspect, but still have no words about organizational aspect of the solution. So, as any new technology and the new usage of existing technologies, there is a legal aspect of that usage, which has to be considered. The system should be supported by regulations at the legislative level. There were a lot of bylaws and regulations correction during system implementation in Moscow. One of such bylaws make it obligatory to include in any municipal construction contract, include paragraph that video data from cameras at the premises could be used for contractor control tasks. All components have to be named properly, such as children's playground, garbage collection point, park, stadium, etc. And you never have unification and proper titles for each of them if you have no regulation regarding that. What else? Almost everything. Camera connection to the system, new user connection, required access right, archive access, and of course, interdepartmental interaction procedures, all such things. Once we have the clear picture how the system should function, we could automate its work and implement useful scenarios. To add to it, during working process, the photo-proof database is generated, which could be used afterwards. It's useless to argue with photo report. As I mentioned before, it doesn't matter which department is the owner for the particular camera or sensor. In case smart city monitoring systems, the data will get to the data center and from that point will be distributed to the users with different time frame, different access level according to their requirements. In case of emergency situation, it's different situation. At the city level, we will face requirement for access to the particular cameras from hundreds of users. City-wired video surveillance system will allow that. When the classical system will not, they will just collapse. Smart city monitoring system lead to optimization of the infrastructure and allow to update the network evenly, saving the budget and eliminating components duplication. As we often require only screenshots or short video fragment, it's also possible to optimize data center archive size. For example, dynamic of the construction would be very clear from several screenshots of the construction site, for example, 1 a week or 1 a month. Moreover, as municipality for Rio require only data, it is possible to switch from departmental planning model to data as a service model. I describe that here in a nutshell. Facility owners install all requirement components, including cameras, sensors, etc., and provide all maintenance service for them. They are obligatory to do that by regulations and include that cost in the construction budget. Providers, they are responsible for information delivery and will organize all the necessary cable infrastructure, copper, fiber optics, cables, etc. And also active equipment, and also keep that in working mode. Municipality just paid for data on a regular basis, monthly, annually. One more nuance. As all new mean, smart city monitoring system will require people and equipment to work with. In other words, we need proper data center, connection channels, city-wide video surveillance system, and of course, people. As I mentioned before, in Moscow was organized a dedicated department who is using such system and detected violation of the rules for all municipality city services. So it's important to keep in mind that moment and will not miss this point during development stage. Smart city monitoring system is much effective, mean that manual labor or on-premises video surveillance system. With the right approach, smart city monitoring system is convenient. It's not easy, but the benefits are far greater than one can imagine. After smart city monitoring system implementation, actually performed work related to municipality services increased by 1,000 times. Not only Moscow cities benefit from such technologies, this has become one of the modern trends. For example, Primorsky Krai is following the suit and a lot of other cities. Here is a simple roadmap for development such a system. To add to it also the questions to consider. Where the camera should look. All objects should be properly described, identified in the system. Children's playground, garbage collection point, parks, stadiums, theaters, etc. Prepositions, field of view for each preposition and each camera, and proper name for each position. What is nearby? So you can identify cameras which may see the necessary area for the services issue or in case of emergency. Users who require access to that camera and their access rights. How much operators will be needed. Note that it's not only municipality could benefit from such system. There are a lot of other agencies and system will provide data for each of them according to requirement. And also, as I mentioned before, even contractors could benefit from that data. Time frame. It's not a job for a day. Evidently, it will take time. Just to say from 3-5 years contract to start with. But this program could be combined with other programs in the city, such as Safe City programs, so it will save us some time. What else smart city monitoring system can be used for? There are a lot of issues we could implement and use such system for. For example, lighting control, city transport and parking space monitoring, graffiti detection, personal protective equipment control at the construction site, and a lot of other things. And know that all these things could be done automatically, and the system could provide this information just in case of rules violation. Development of smart city monitoring system will also make it possible to provide additional different digital services for citizens which could not be implemented without high-speed network infrastructure, such as public Wi-Fi, IPTV at home, smart public transport support, public transport live tracking, and a lot of others. And as I mentioned, when we use data as a service model, providers obliged to provide transportation data from data collection point to the data center. So they just implement new cables, optic cables, and with a lot of spares and reserves, they could use that resource to provide such an additional services which you could see at the moment. So it's provide a lot of beneficial not for municipal only, but for providers itself and for owners of the sites. To summarize, what we have for today. So, smart city monitoring system general understanding. Differences between on-premises and city-wide video surveillance system. How we could benefit from smart city monitoring system usage and what it can help us with. How to implement such system and estimated time frame for that. Keywords, key messages from this webinar, I would highlight it for you. It's just city-wide video surveillance system, which grows to event dispatching monitoring system, and data as a service, differences between on-premises and benefits with city-wide. Sorry for that. I have internet interconnection. Sorry for that. So let's proceed, please. I do my best to answer all your questions you have at the moment and provide with our experience. Okay. As I could see, we have connection problems. So I just repeat a little bit for them who miss it. So development of smart city monitoring system will also make it possible to provide additional different digital services for citizens, which could not be implemented without high-speed network infrastructure, such as public Wi-Fi, smart spots, IPTV at home, public transport live tracking, and a lot of others. If we use data as a service model, providers has to implement a lot of optic cables with a huge reserve and spare parts. So providers can use that cables for not only for municipal tasks and services, but also for additional services for citizens and provide such services. Okay. So to summarize here, what we have today, it's smart city monitoring system general understanding, and city wild video surveillance system usage, and IoT sensors usage within such a system. Difference between on-premises and city wild video surveillance system, and possibility to use both or just city wild video surveillance system. How we could benefit from smart city monitoring system usage, and what it can help us with, and how to implement such system and estimated time frame for that. Additional highlighting for our webinar is model data as a service model, and again, sorry. So the question was what event-driven monitoring is. So when you have just ordinary monitoring system, you have a video stream constantly live, and in case of on-premises system, you have to monitoring this on a constant basis, 24/7. But event-driven, what does it mean? When you have automatic scenarios, video analytics just analyze all data, and not only video analytics, advanced analytics which analyzed video streams and information from data centers, and compare all that information which is related or not. And if everything is okay, they just constantly monitoring and analyze all input data. But in case of violation detection, the system provides information to the operator for verification. In that case, you have event, and operator receive all data related to that event and verified if there is really a rules violation, or it's just a system mistakes, and there is everything is okay and all right. So that is named event-driven system. Okay, I hope I answered that questions. Anything else? Okay. What are deployments of such systems? Is there some outside of Russia? Uh, outside of Russia. Unfortunately, I have no information about such implementation with on that scale outside Russia, because in Russia, yes, we have several implementation not only in Moscow but in several different big cities. But outside it's a little bit more complicated. But as far as I know, there are elements of that system implementation at the moment. In general, it's used not for municipal services directly, but for the safe city issues in general. But of course, a lot of cities start to use that system to provide control function for municipality. To add to it, I believe that such system would appear much more often when when IoT technology will enrich all their possibilities. We will see that maybe in 1 or maybe in 2 years, I believe. So it seems. Just a second, check it. Okay, it seems that it's all for now. So I would like to say again my thanks for Telecommunication Regulation Authority for amazing opportunity to share our knowledge and their system in preparation and coordinating of this course. And I also thank for all participants of this webinar. I hope today you find something new and useful, or at least some information worth thinking of. Thank you very much. Good day and take care. See you again on TRA Virtual Academy channel. Goodbye.